Hotline. Hunter, thanks for joining us today. You're here with Andy Hart and Nick Fitzy Stevens. I guess the first question is the simple one. How do you react to that loss that was one of the most unique in football history?
Yeah, it was a tough one. It was one that, obviously, a game that we really needed. It was tough, man. It was tough. It was a tough pill to swallow, and just not the result we wanted.
Hunter, you sound about as tired as I am. I just got off of a red-eye flight to do the radio show, and I didn't have to play an intense football game for 3 hours inside of a Las Vegas-style football nightclub extravaganza. It was an emotional game. It was a high-energy game as well. I want to ask you, do you think the Raiders, because obviously the passing game had a tough time getting going yesterday, Mac only threw for 120-something yards, I believe. Did the Raiders do anything differently defensively in the secondary than you guys had prepared for or thought you might see?
Not necessarily. I felt like we were able to run the football well, and I felt like we started to find our groove in that. I think that's what really led us to a lot of things, just being able to run the football very successfully. I think it comes on us as skill players too. Like, we got to make plays for back. I had one, other guys had plays. Like, it's big on us, and I got to be better for this team, and I think everybody, especially us as skill players, has got to be better. I think we need to rise up to the challenge.
I think as media members and fans, we appreciate the accountability. For example, you just said you need to be better. You had a drop. But this is a game where I feel like every person that looks in the mirror said, I wasn't good enough today. Is there some solace in that it is a group effort? It's not a fracturing. It's not if you point to the quarterback, you point to the tight ends, you point to the receivers. And how do you turn the page after a game in which literally everybody contributed to the loss?
Yeah, you just got to be mentally tough, man. This is what this game's about. This game's all about flipping the page. You can't get hung up on one, on a high or a low, man. This game is humbling, and it'll humble you fast. And so, we have another opportunity, thankfully, this upcoming weekend, just to get to go back out there and compete. I know all the guys in this locker room will be excited for the opportunity because we just weren't able to execute and be at the level that we wanted to yesterday. So I know we got a bunch of guys that are going to be excited to go back out there and be able to have another opportunity, especially after a day like yesterday.
Patriots tight end Hunter Henry joins us on the Harbor One hotline here on the Fitzy and Hart show on a Patriots Monday on WEEI. I'm sure you could probably feel the energy in the building, Hunter. People were calling it Mass Vegas because there were so many Patriots fans that had come to Las Vegas for the getaway game. The stadium was really, really energetic. Was it difficult to play with all the like you got Raiders fans cheering, Pats? Like it was a really noisy environment. Did you find it more difficult than a lot of other road games?
No, I didn't find it difficult. It was a cool atmosphere.
Hunter, I know that Ramondre Stevenson and Jacoby Myers have stood up and sort of taken accountability for the final play, but what was the expectation of what was going or should have unfolded on that final play?
We were just trying to get some yards and get down. That was really all that we were planning on doing. But I need to be better too. Those guys do so much for us, man. I've carried such a load, and somehow I could just block maybe or be back or whatever it is, man, or just communicate to them a little bit better. A guy that's been around and seen some football. Maybe I should have communicated a little better with them. Yeah, it's just a tough ending.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that this one stings, Hunter. I think the way you're feeling right now is the way a lot of Patriots fans, whether they were at the game or watching from home or listening, are feeling right now. And on that final play, earlier this morning during his weekly appearance, Coach Bill Belichick said the reason why a Hail Mary was not attempted on the final play was because he didn't think that Mac Jones could throw it as far as needed to reach the end zone to try to successfully complete a Hail Mary. You're with him out there at practice all the time. Have you seen Mac Jones chuck it 60 yards before?
Yeah, Mac's got a great arm. I think it was just maybe the situation. I don't know, whatever it was. But Mac's got a tremendous arm, so I mean, we all have faith in that and trust in that for sure.
We've talked to you at various points throughout the season about the ups and downs of the offense and, trouble on third down, trouble in the red zone. And those issues continue to be issues late in the season. I know you guys are practicing. I know you guys are working at it. How frustrating is it that you haven't been able to iron these things out this late in the season?
Yeah, it's very frustrating and falls on us as a collective unit. I mean, we just got to be better in every area. And I think each person just got to look themselves in the mirror. And I know that's what I'm doing. I mean, that's what you got to do. And I've got to be better for this team in a lot of areas. And that's what I'll focus on this week.
Yeah, Hunter, all reports were that it was an excellent week of practice between the Arizona Cardinals game and yesterday's game against the Raiders. I'm sure it's going to be an even more double-down focused week of preparation heading into now, if you guys want to try to pursue that 6th or 7th wildcard spot, kind of a must-win game, and it's going to be a really difficult stretch against the Bengals and then Miami and Buffalo, but it's one game at a time. What does Cincinnati do that's going to make it difficult for you guys to try to achieve your goal on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't dived deep into them just yet. I probably will today. But, I mean, obviously they're a great football team. I mean, runner-up, Super Bowl last year, playing really good football right now. They have a ton of talent. Great quarterback. I mean, it's a tough ask, a short week, but, you just got to rise to the challenge.
Hunter, you've been an advocate and a supporter of Mac Jones from day one a year ago. You guys have had a successful relationship on the field. The quarterback is under some scrutiny for, I would say, his reactions on the field, his emotions, his body language. Do you see any negative effects from Mac Jones's leadership and energy on the field in recent weeks?
From his recent, in the recent weeks?
Yeah, over the last few weeks, Mac has, obviously cameras have caught him screaming, frustrated, dropping F-bombs, throwing his hands in the air. Does that have a negative effect on an offense, or do you take that emotion for what it is?
No, man. In those games, especially all of the games, there's cameras on him all the time. But, I mean, I think in a flow of a game, there's a lot of frustration with everybody or whatever it is. I mean, it's just this sport is so special, man. It's so unique, and there's a lot of emotion, obviously. And I love Mac, man. I love playing for him. I love being a quarterback. I mean, I know everybody that steps on that field, everybody that goes to work every single day, loves him, supports him, and we're all thankful to be able to kind of go out there and compete for him and with him.
Well, Hunter, we appreciate you joining us here on the Harbor One Hotline, giving us a couple of minutes after what was obviously a very emotional and exhausting game, a long flight home, an early morning today. I know it's also Christmas week, so I hope you're able to at least get into the spirit a little bit. You, Mrs. Henry, and your son, who I think is celebrating his second Christmas, John Ace Henry, hopefully you're able to pick up some Christmas gifts and make a couple wishes come true this week before the big game on Christmas Eve against the Bengals. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Thank you, guys.